Bună dimineața. And if I knew how to say that in Croatian, that would make sense and be appropriate for our night stay in Iabalcea. So, this is Paul. Tammy is ahead of me, not behind me. And we are backpacking in Bruges, and we are walking across Romania on the Via Transilvanica. And this is day 51 on the trail. Oh yeah, we are headed from Iabalcea to Canton Cosava, which is a 16-mile trek and anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 feet elevation gain, depending upon what source you look at. It's supposed to be we're in a national forest right now, and a park, and so lots of trees today, we think. Not sure if we're going to get a lot of views. We're going to pass some well-known cave with apparently really good spring water near it. I look forward to that. And we've got a host, Radul, who works for the forest, like a forest ranger, I guess. He's going to meet us at Canton Cosava and be our host for the night. We have no idea what to expect, so it'll be interesting. Okay, so yesterday we ended the day pretty early. Might have been 1:30, 12:30. I don't know. It ended up being a little 11-mile day. Short trek from Râșița, big bustling town, to Iabalcea, a very small village. Walking mostly through the woods. Not a lot of good views yesterday. Some high pastures that we walked through. Some views, but mainly just of more mountainside and trees. And so nothing too exciting. It was a pretty walk, and it was warmer, and we were in the shade, so that was nice. And last night we stayed at, had some other names to it, but it was like a pensione Fermicat, and Zlatka was our host there. Super nice gentleman. Met his father, a friend of his. They were doing some yard work around the property. We also met his wife and another woman who basically cleaned the rooms. And interesting, just wonderful, super accommodating hosts. So there is a kitchen there. There was also a refrigerator, and there was a bathroom, all that. We stayed in like a little cabin, which was originally the grandfather's house a long time ago. His father lived there, whom we met. And I'm not sure if Zlatka lived there or not, but they use it as a sort of a vacation and or pensione for other people to stay, which is nice. And they're all connected in with Via Transilvanica. And we had a nice, comfortable room. And the bathroom is outside of the main cabin, but it is a flush toilet, which was nice. And the shower is sort of in the building. You have to walk outside to get to it. So it was an interesting experience, interesting night. The Zlatka was very nice in that he, since we had no dinner, he basically drove us to a restaurant last night where we had dinner, and also drove us to the grocery store. Actually, Iabalcea, being as small as it is, this was in Cosava. That where he lives. That's the restaurant, where the restaurant was, and also where the store was, and it's a pretty big store. So we were able to shop for some breakfast items. So that was handy. Had some breakfast, and then started out on the trail this morning after basically you had to walk like 2 kilometers away from the trail in order to get to where this pensione was. And we had asked if Zlatka could drive us back, and he did. And we just gave him a little gas money for it. So anyway, we're starting our day this morning, and it's about 8:30 when we left. We started on the trail. It's going to be a long day today, we believe. And the temperature is starting in the mid-50s and going up to the mid-70s. Little chance of rain midday or so. And so far so good. And Kale Buna, or Drumbun, whatever you want to say. We'll see what the day brings. Alrighty, we're almost 3 miles, or just about 3 miles into our trek today. And we're on this forest road in this deep, dark, mature tree forest. And I believe it's a national park, or national forest. And we're just following, we're heading downhill right now. And to our right is this creek that we're following. And it's just a real pretty, you can maybe hear it over there, and that's where it is way down there. So pretty steep hills right now on the sides, up to our left and up to our right. But the road's pretty comfortable. Shaded, of course, in the forest, but very nice trek so far. No sheepdogs, no mean dogs, barking dogs, or anything like that. Just a lot of birds chirping. Spider webs on the across the trail every once in a while, which is always expected. And very pretty walk so far. So we are 7 miles from Iabalcea, and we have reached the Sequoia Gigantara or something. I'm not sure how to pronounce all that, but here she is, or he is. I don't know if it's a he or she, but one sequoia, probably the only one in all of Romania. Apparently somebody planted it hundreds of years ago as a seed, maybe? I don't know, that's what somebody told us. But yeah, it's one big sequoia. Nice, beautiful tree. So yeah, almost 7 miles into the trek, and that's where she stands. And this environment looks very suitable for the sequoias. If you go to the John Muir Woods in California, you'll see a whole bunch of sequoias there as well, and the environment looks very similar. So pretty cool. Well, it's a little after noon, I believe, and we are in the woods still, but that's pretty much all day we're in the woods. We actually have a little bit of a downhill right now. We've been climbing most of the day. We get a little bit of a downhill, and then we've got a big several mile uphill. But yeah, woods is what it's about. A lot of beech nut trees and maybe ash trees, but some pines as well. Got a creek flowing next to us that, oddly enough, is flowing the opposite direction that we're heading. We're heading down. It's going the opposite direction. Did have a little while ago an owl sighting. The owl probably at least stood 2 foot tall, big old head the size of wouldn't say quite the size of a volleyball, but a little smaller than that. But yeah, nice sized owl, good sized wingspan, but just it's too far away and moved too fast for me to get any videos of it. Yeah, real pretty. So it's getting a little overcast now. Sun's not out much more. This is the time when we're supposed to have potential rain. So 45% chance, something like that. So hopefully it'll hold off. But we've got probably at least another 2 hours before we get to Canton, apparently, which means forester's house, or forest ranger's house. Canton Cosava, something like that. So funny, when we were at the sequoia tree, there's also a canton there. Canton, I forget the name of it, but it was totally run down and didn't have a seat roof and barely had walls. So we're hoping the one we're staying at tonight is much better than that, and I'm sure it will be. So anyway, Kale Buna to us. Alrighty, just wanted to, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but so our stay tonight is at the Canton Cosava, something like that. And as I said, Canton stands for the Forester's House. But the guidebook had the contact information in there to stay at this place. You know, a phone number, which I reached out via WhatsApp. Gotta love WhatsApp. And contacted a gentleman by the name of Robert Warner, I think his name is. And I thought, Robert Warner, that sounds very American. So I basically WhatsApped him in English. Usually I'm using Google Translate and saying the whole spiel in Romanian using Google Translate. But anyway, I reached out in English. I said, hey, would you prefer me to talk to you in English or Romanian? And he said, why, what do you want? I said, well, my wife and I are hiking the Via Transilvanica and we want to stay at your place on this day, blah, blah, blah. And so a little while later, somebody called me named Radul. And Radul called me, spoke English, and we talked on the phone, and he's apparently a forest ranger, I think, and he is going to meet us there at the forester's house. Apparently it's a 6-hour drive to get there. He's going to meet us and host us. Originally, he was just going to say, okay, when are you going to be there? I'll tell you how to get in. Once you get there, you're going to need to bring food and etc. And we're like, oh, okay, no problem. We can manage. Just let us know what we need to bring. And they say, oh, wait a minute, that's a weekend. Let me come out there and I'll see you out there. So anyway, he's going to be there, I presume, waiting for us when we get there. And we did ask about, you know, what are the sleeping accommodations like, and you know, we tried to get a little bit more information. We didn't get a lot. We did learn that we have sleeping bags, because we asked about linens and things, because we didn't bring a sleep sack or anything like that. We do have our own little pillows, but so yeah, apparently we're going to be in sleeping bags. Not sure what that means exactly, but I mean, we know what sleeping bags are, of course, but you know, are they going to be on mattresses, on beds, and on wooden, who knows what. So we're kind of excited about what to expect. We have really no idea. He did say he was going to have beer, so I'm presuming there's a refrigerator. And he did say he'd make us dinner and breakfast. So I guess, you know, it sounds like there's a kitchen and whatnot. So we'll see, but we're definitely excited to see what this is going to be. There's not a whole lot of information. I don't think you can get anything on the internet about what is here, what it even looks like. So maybe we'll take a bunch of pictures and share them if we can. That's the plan. So we'll see what happens. We are about 14 miles in and walking through this mature growth forest. Beech trees for sure. I'm sure there are others, pine trees as well, maybe ash. And just wanted to capture this creek just flowing like you wouldn't believe. Just cutting right across the trail here. And here, and then just going all the way down this valley. All the way down. Oh, beautiful. Probably tastes really good too. As we continue to walk up this mountain and through this wooded area, the path is kind of clear, but it's definitely thick woods all around us. We noticed a sort of Jeep-like vehicle coming up the trail behind us. And we both thought, I wonder if that's Radul from the Canton Kashava, or Kashova, or Kashava. And sure enough, he stopped and introduced himself. It was Radul. And he had a whole car full of stuff. Presumably things that will help him survive there for a period of time. Not sure how long. We'll probably find out. But he kept on going. We didn't hitch a ride. And we hope to see him in about an hour. So pretty cool. This must be the only way in and maybe the only way out. So we are less than a kilometer away from the Canton Cosava, and we've been following along this bit of the trail, this huge aqueduct that runs. It's been running right beside the trail, and then it goes into the side of the mountain. And we're not right sure what it does. I'm sure there's some description in the guidebook, but I don't know if you can see it, but it's, so here's the water running right here. And that's about 2 feet deep and maybe 3 feet wide where the water is. And they've got the streams that are coming down the mountain feeding it, as you can see right here. But it just continues right there, and then it continues along the trail. So I'm sure we'll get the chance to ask Radul what it's all about. But it wasn't, there was in the tunnel, it was there was a note saying it was constructed between 1949 and 1951.